Today we're going to discuss how to come up with ideas for your e-courses.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to another business discussion. I am so excited to be talking to you guys about this. You guys know that I have posed coming up my second post event on July 23rd. And so to get you guys ready for that in the business frame of mind, we're going to be discussing business like never before my travels. And even when we get over there, I'm going to be talking about business because I feel like London is going to be inspiring for all of us. So let's jump right into it. So in the last video, I talked about e-courses as a source of income, an additional source of income, passive income, money that you're making. You create once and it's just continuing to make money for you years down the line. And so I want to talk to you about some ideas and how you can conjure up ideas for your e-courses because it can be a little daunting. And so I have 3 ideas here, and as I'm talking, again, you guys know that I taught at the university for almost a decade, and so I may get some other ideas. That's why it's important to watch the whole video, because there are little nuggets that creep out as I'm talking. So I implore you to listen to the whole video as long as it may be. All right, so the first way to come up with, and I have my notebook if you're asking what I'm looking down at. The first way to come up with your e-course is to ask your audience and I don't want to say friend group, your potential customers or clients. We talked about asking your friend group. And if that friend group is not full of business coaches and life coaches, you may not want to do that because they may not be your target audience. So what I would do is find a focus group and you can, if it's great if you have a social media following, because you can literally just do a poll on Instagram stories, or you can ask questions in YouTube community or on your LinkedIn. You can ask your LinkedIn community, but ask your target audience, what kind of information are they interested in? What are they lacking? I can say from my own experience, specifically when it comes to YouTube, I got a lot of questions on editing, how to create reels as it relates to social media, editing, creating reels, how I take my own photographs, which is why I created the e-course Self Photography 101, because I wanted to teach specifically micro influencers who may not have money to pay a photographer how to take their own photos and take ownership over their own images. So I created Self Photography 101 for them. The membership site e-course, and that's different because that's not something that individuals had asked me about, but that was something that I saw was needed in the marketplace, which is number 2. So number 1, after you've taken your polls, after you've talked to your target audience and they've told you, what it is they would like to learn more from you about your business, about your grace and your expertise, what is it that they would want to learn from you? The next part is to look in the marketplace and see what you believe is needed, okay? Now, when you do something like this, you're taking a chance, because just because I say this to my Dion Dean clients all the time. Just because you're creating it, it doesn't mean that your audience is going to want it. There has to be a connection. What you're creating has to be something that they are wanting. When I say look in the marketplace, look at similar entities, not to compare, not to compete. It's just like when I say the marketplace, I think about going to Publix, Kroger, Jewel Osco, what's my one in Dallas? Not Safeway. I can't remember it. Oh my gosh. Off of Lover's Lane. It's going to come to me. It's like my favorite place. It's going to come to me in the middle of the night. But you go to the supermarket and you're going to buy cereal. When you look at the cereal, you're not comparing one to another. You're just kind of seeing what's out there. You're like, okay, so we got Cheerios, we got Frosted Flakes, we got Honey Bunches of Oats. I'm going to London and I cannot wait to go home and have my Honey Nut Cheerios. Not Cheerios, Honey Nut Cornflakes. So you're just viewing what's on the, I know, I'm so excited to go, guys. But you're looking in the marketplace just to see what's going on. What are people talking about? What's in the ethos? And so in the space of passive income, in the space of additional sources of income and side hustles, membership sites are, people are starting to talk about it. And so that's why I developed my own point of view on membership sites, my own point of view on Patreon and Squarespace and YouTube memberships. That's where that e-course came out of. And so that's number 2. Number 3 quickly is, what process can you simplify for people? How can you make somebody's life easier? One of the reasons I created How to Thrift Designer Shoes and How to Thrift Designer Shoes and How to Thrift Designer Clothing is I realized that a lot of people were going thrifting and just like, it's tiresome. You're going in there. There's a whole, especially in South Florida, we have thrift superstores, okay? And so how can I make somebody's life easier? Somebody who wants to know who is specifically going there for designer goods. They don't want anything else. They want to know how to find the leather bags, how to find great leather shoes, how to know if a shoe is designer or not, how to know if something's counterfeit or not. I wanted to make their lives easier, and so that's how those 2 particular e-courses were born, and I'm going to leave a link to them below. But think about your business. Think about the things that you want to teach, whether you are, and again, I worked with fashion creative, so that's my vein of expertise. And so if you are a fashion stylist and you're like, you know what, I want to teach you how to dress your body type. I want to teach you how to mix print, pattern mix. And that's a course, I need to do that because that's a question I do get as well. But it's so hard for me to do. I just need to work through my own stuff and then I can do that. But think about something you can simplify. Even when I'm thinking about editing video and creating reels, I don't think that I'm simplifying that process. Whereas, and I've talked to Caesar about doing this. Caesar, if you remember him from a few videos ago, he's my videographer. He does all my posed videos, posed content. He can make somebody's life easier because this is his job. So he knows how to cut all the corners and make it really easy. And so I'm actually working on him to create something for you guys. So stay tuned. I got you. So just to recap, ask your audience, simplify a process. And what was number 2? I don't remember what number 2 was. Ask the marketplace. Check the marketplace. See what's going on out there in the ethos. See what people are talking about in your industry and give your point of view. Give your point of view on how to do that. Anyway, short video. I just wanted to give you some insight because I spoke briefly about e-courses in the last video, and it may, creating something for $27, $10, $97, $200, and, seeing that money accumulate each month. When you create once and it literally, 5-10 years down the line is still making you money, that's great. Like I said in the last video, an extra $500 a month or $1,000 a month, to me, that's, it's life-changing for a lot of us. And again, Riley, when we come back from London, is going to be going to summer camp. And that thing is $1,000, almost $1,000. Yeah, so I'm working on selling my e-courses. I'm going to leave a link to all of them. Go ahead and sew into the life of you, girl, because I got stuff to pay for. Anyways, that is it for today's video. Please go ahead and like and subscribe and leave me a comment if you're enjoying this content. I appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to see you on July 23rd from 10 to 1. It was 10 to 12 the last time, but I'm adding an extra hour because we got into some really juicy things, and I want to make sure that I leave space for us to really get in and talk. And please sign up because I'm gonna leave it small. Like, I want to not leave it small. I'm gonna take it down. I really want a small group. So yeah, that's it. I'm good. Let me go pack for London. I'm over here playing around. These clothes are looking at me. Love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye.
I never ran, said no, man, I still go.